What if saving too much money is ruining your life? What if dying with $1 million in the bank is actually a failure? For decades, we've been handed the same formula. Work hard, save aggressively, retire at 65, and then finally enjoy life. That's the blueprint. That's the responsible path. But what if that plan is outdated? What if the real tragedy isn't running out of money, but running out of time? That's the bold argument inside Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. And whether you agree with him or not, this book forces one uncomfortable question. Are you building wealth, or are you building a life? Here's what most people don't realize. I've analyzed Federal Reserve data on retirement spending patterns, AARP longevity studies, and behavioral research on life satisfaction. The numbers suggest something most financial advisors won't tell you. Many people save far more than they'll ever use while postponing experiences that expire. Today we're breaking down the 6 most powerful lessons from this book, with real examples, counter-arguments, and practical takeaways. If you enjoy book breakdowns that challenge conventional thinking, hit that like button, subscribe to MindCraft, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's get into it. Lesson 1. Maximize positive life experiences. At the core of Die with Zero is a radical shift. Your life is not measured by your net worth. It's measured by your experiences. Perkins writes, "Your life is the sum of your experiences." At the end of your life, you won't replay spreadsheets in your head. You'll replay moments, the trip you almost didn't take, the risk you almost didn't make, the conversation you almost postponed. Think about someone on their deathbed. No one says, "I wish I'd optimized my asset allocation better." They say, "I wish I'd traveled more. I wish I spent more time with family. I wish I hadn't waited." Money, Perkins argues, is just a tool. Its only purpose is to convert your limited time and energy into meaningful experiences. But most people optimize for net worth instead of net fulfillment. They delay vacations, delay adventures, delay joy, waiting for someday. But someday keeps moving, and time keeps shrinking. A 2023 Allianz survey of 1,500 American retirees found that 61% wish they had prioritized experiences earlier in life, instead of focusing almost entirely on savings. Not because saving is bad, but because waiting too long is costly. Lesson 1 is simple. Maximize positive life experiences now, because life doesn't reward hoarding, it rewards living. Lesson 2. Invest in experiences early. Here's where the idea becomes strategic. Perkins introduces a concept he calls memory dividends. Imagine you travel to Japan at age 30. That experience pays you emotional dividends for 50 years. You tell stories about it, you look at photos, you smile randomly remembering moments. Now imagine taking that same trip at 70. You may only enjoy those memories for 10 to 15 years. Same cost, very different lifetime return. We understand compound interest when it comes to money. Invest $10,000 early, and it compounds. But we ignore compound interest in memories. The younger you are, the longer your experiences pay you back. Perkins writes, "Experiences are like investments. They continue to pay dividends long after you've had them." Think about your favourite memory from your 20s or childhood. That memory has paid you thousands of emotional returns. Now think about something you postponed. That's a dividend you'll never collect. This flips traditional advice upside down. We're told to invest money early and spend later. Perkins says to invest in experiences early too, because some experiences have expiration dates. Backpacking mountains, running marathons, building a startup with insane energy, travelling on a shoestring budget with friends. You can't delay everything until retirement. Your body has seasons, your energy has seasons. Lesson 2. Don't just compound money, compound memories. Lesson 3. Stop living on autopilot. Now here's where things get uncomfortable. Most of us are following a script we never consciously chose. Study hard, get a stable job, work 40 years, save everything, retire, then finally live. But ask yourself, who wrote that script, and does it even fit your life? This retirement model was built in the industrial era, back when life expectancy was shorter, jobs were physically exhausting, and retirement lasted maybe 10 years. Today, life expectancy in many developed countries is 80 plus. Many jobs are less physically demanding, yet we still postpone life until 65. Perkins challenges this deeply ingrained assumption. He argues we drift into decades instead of designing them. He encourages you to ask 3 powerful questions. What experiences matter most to me? When is the best time to have them? What does enough actually mean? Because autopilot feels safe. But safe often turns into regret. The Harvard study of adult development, which has tracked participants for over 80 years, found that the strongest predictor of happiness and longevity wasn't wealth. It was meaningful relationships and shared experiences. Not income, not net worth, but experiences. Lesson 3. Don't drift through decades. Design them. Lesson 4. Your life has seasons. This is one of the most practical ideas in the book. Perkins divides life into 3 seasons: go-go years, 20s to 40s, with high energy, high mobility, and adventure years. Slow-go years, 50s to 70s, when you're still active but slower, favouring comfort over intensity. And no-go years, 80 plus, with limited mobility when health becomes central. Here's the hard truth. Some experiences belong in specific seasons. Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro belongs in your go-go years. Backpacking across Europe belongs in your go-go years. A luxury cruise through the Mediterranean fits your slow-go years. Quiet family dinners fit all seasons. But most people delay their biggest dreams until retirement, when they may not have the knees for it, or the stamina, or even the desire. Spending should peak when your ability to enjoy it peaks, not when your bank account peaks. There's a powerful line in the book. You should spend your money when it has the highest utility. Money at 30 doesn't have the same utility as money at 80. $1 in your 30s can buy adventure. $1 in your 80s often buys medical care. Lesson 4. Allocate money based on life season, not just age. Because experiences expire and unused money doesn't create memories. Lesson 5. Know when to stop working. Here's the trap most high achievers fall into. Just one more year. One more promotion, one more bonus, one more milestone. Perkins introduces the idea of an optimal stopping point. There comes a moment when working longer costs you more in lost experiences than it gives you in financial security. Time is non-renewable. Money is renewable. You can always earn more money. You cannot earn more 35-year-old energy. You cannot earn back your child being 8 years old. Picture a 55-year-old consultant earning $350,000 annually. She's been saving aggressively for decades. Her daughter is graduating college next year. Her parents are getting frail, and she realizes that one more year of 60-hour weeks means missing the last healthy years with the people she loves. Her net worth is already more than enough. So what's she really chasing? Every extra year of work is a trade. You're trading time with family, energy, freedom, and health for more financial cushion. At some point, cushion becomes excess, and excess becomes regret. This doesn't mean quit irresponsibly, it means calculate enough. Financial planners often talk about a safe withdrawal rate. Perkins flips the question. What is your safe enjoyment rate? Lesson 5. Know your number, know you're enough, and don't sacrifice irreplaceable years chasing replaceable money. Lesson 6. Aim to die with 0. Now for the boldest idea, aim to die with 0. Not literally 0, but intentionally close. Every dollar you earn represents life energy. Hours worked, stress endured, time sacrificed. If you die with millions unused, that life energy was never converted into experiences. Perkins argues your goal is to allocate money perfectly across your lifetime. Not hoard it, not recklessly spend it, but use it strategically while you can still enjoy it. He also challenges inheritance timing. What's more impactful? Leaving your child $500,000 at 65 when they're already financially stable, or giving them support at 30 when it helps them buy a home, start a business, or reduce stress. Research from the Federal Reserve shows most inheritances arrive when recipients are in their late 50s or 60s, when the financial impact is often far smaller. That's a powerful reframing. But here's the counter-argument. What if you live longer than expected? What about medical emergencies? What about market crashes? These are valid concerns. Perkins doesn't ignore them. He argues for calculated planning, not recklessness. Insurance exists, annuities exist, long-term care planning exists. The point isn't to gamble your future. The point is to avoid dying with 5 times more than you needed simply out of fear. Lesson 6. Are you saving for security or saving out of fear? Die with 0 isn't about irresponsibility. It's about intentional living. It's about understanding that money is a tool, time is a deadline, and energy is limited. The goal isn't to be the richest person in the cemetery. The goal is to fully convert your time, money, and energy into a life well lived. So imagine you're 75 scrolling through old photos on your phone. That trip to Japan you took at 32, you can still feel the cherry blossoms. That year you spent less to travel more, no regrets. The memories you created with your kids before they grew up, priceless. Because you didn't wait for someday. You lived while you could. Now ask yourself, what's one experience you've been postponing? And when will you schedule it? Comment below with that one thing you're finally going to do. I read every single one. If this video shifted your perspective, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Because your bank account measures money, but your memories measure life. This is MindCraft, where ideas become action, and action becomes your future.